MIA, that is Meet Your Artist, where you get to meet different artists who have been in the world of art. They started somewhere and now they are doing magic when it comes to the world of art. At least unajua art is a very big field where you get to listen from different artists, either music, either poetry, either fashion. Yani mambo ni mingi when it comes to the world of art. But today let's do it a little bit differently. We diving deep that is into the world of music, and as you can see, I'm not alone. I'm having an amazing guest with me. He's called the Proclaimer. So without further ado, you need to but his real name is Daniel. Without further ado, allow me to introduce him to the show. How are you?
I'm good.
You doing well?
I'm fine, I thank God.
Kabisa.
Yes.
Economy taxi meguza mziki kidogo.
Mbaya. I think I can say it's okay, to be honest, I can say hata tangu kitambo sijui kama tumekuwa tukikuwa considered kama musician because we've been having a lot of challenges, but again unajipatia tu yourself confidence na una
and Jambia will make it.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, that's the energy that we need, right?
Yeah, sure.
So we want to understand, you know, who is Daniel when it comes to the world of art, that is music. So tuambie, wewe ni msanii, ulinyulia wapi unaweza imba, you know, you realize, you know what, I have this amazing talent, you know, this voice that I can sing that can impact people out there, talent.
Actually, I can say one, my dad was a pastor. So most no siweke hivyo, but anyway, I thank God because it has really built in a way, in a positive way. There are things that at least when I'm doing them, I know it's my fault or ni mimi nimeamua kufanya, but at least I've been guided. But what I can say is when I was in dad akiwa church, anytime there's praise and worship, whatever, I used to be there, in as much as nilikuwa kijana mdogo, but I was there, I'm praising, I was very happy, and that is when I started loving. And by the way, my motivation ilikuwa inatoka from, there are two artists I really loved. One alikuwa anaitwa, I don't know if utamjua,
probably
alikuwa anaitwa Emma Chichi, and another one alikuwa anaitwa, I think I'm forgetting the name, but as time goes by,
moja Emma Chichi.
Hey, my goodness, tunaweza endelea alafu at least niki
yeah, you can continue.
So those I used to love their songs, and then dad, there are some of the friends walikuwa wanamtumia the tapes, the album ya Don Moen, so I used also to listen to those songs, and they really blessed my heart. Nikiwa shule I did music and art.
Mulikuwa music and art.
Yes. Nilifanya zile za 7 syllabus. Ulikuwa?
Nilikuwa.
Naona kidogo. Yeah. So I loved music, I loved art, I loved home science. I'm a good cook as well.
So
Mungu ni wa
maajabu.
So I'm a jack of all trades, and I thank God.
Okay, so tell us, when it comes to writing a song, when uliandika after releasing, you know, I have this talent, I can sing, I can do this and that. You know, what was the process, or your creative process of writing your first song?
That's a good question. Now, basically, my inspiration inatokana na different things. At times, moments make me get an idea.
Moments, so kind of
moments exactly. You find that maybe you are in uko kwa a certain problem. Like, let me put it in a very simple manner. You find like these financial constraints. You feel things are not really working.
Yeah, those moments.
And maybe at times hata uko kwa mat. And then you feel kuna a situation umeona, a lady is selling maybe fruits, nobody is buying. Maybe somebody he's at his work, amelala because hakuna job. Then you find, oh, kumbe ninaweza, I can get something out of this. And another way is maybe through sermons. You were seated down and maybe this a word that is given out, and then the preacher really gives us a sermon that touches your heart. Na hapo tu ninapata idea. At times hata naweza amuka, it's like I'm going to the washroom, and I record it in the phone. Then after recording during the night, nitaandika, and then I'll talk to my producers. that's how I do it.
So basically, it's not really about you yourself challenges, even from the external surrounding, the influential music.
External, my own life. Because like one of my songs that I sang, the Wanitosha, I was trying to, thank you very much, I was trying to tell God, it's only him. Because at one point or another, I have a story that I will not give it today, but I went through a season of my life that really made me feel like there's nothing important in my life. I'm not important. But one day I was seated down somewhere and I felt the only solution I have is God. And that's when that idea came, Wanitosha. Actually, it was not Wanitosha, it was Ndiyo Maana, because the song is Ndiyo Maana ni nasema. Then I felt, no, I think the only topic I can give it is Wanitosha, because it's only God. God, He is my contentment. I have no any other place I can run from.
Well, that's why you decided to write that song, Wanitosha.
Very true. And by the way, I composed the song in 2007, but I came to record it in 2019.
Why did it take that long? You know,
it was not even money, because I used to give a producer and he's like, hey bro, he touch bado, siwezi, can you have another idea? And I was like, oh, okay. Until one day somebody chipped in. I went to Uganda. He paid everything.
Wow.
I went there. I found a good producer. We clicked, and there we go. Yeah.
So I want you to address somebody out there who is scared of making that move, because let's say probably of the challenges that he or she is going through. What can you tell that person?
Basically, first I can say this: you need to be self-driven. One. Secondly, you don't need to be defined with your surrounding. You don't need to be defined with what you're going through. You're more important, and then you need to know what the word or what God says about you.
Wow, I love that. What God says about you. Yeah.
Because if you just take things the way they are, then you will never make any strides. You never make any steps.
And do you feel like many young people are defined by their surroundings? That's why they're scared of making that move?
Very true. Because you find that somebody always, he always refers himself with the past. Unajua mazi kama siku wetu tulikuwa na shida.
I know.
Let's forget about what happened. And the good thing, I normally encourage people, and even the young people that I find, when you fall down, you don't need to remain there. Stand up, wake up, dust yourself, then keep moving. Because your tomorrow is only God who knows. Let me not say there is light at the end of the tunnel. It's a common phrase. But I just want to say that don't even fake it. Faith it until you make it.
Don't even fake it.
Yeah,
faith it until you make it. Wow, I love it. So, want to know the song called Wanitosha and other songs that you have produced. You know, umekutana na challenge ya pesa, you know.
Yes. Hiyo naye wasanii hata wenye wananiona, they know it's true. It is a challenge.
And now what?
And basically, I can say finances are the main challenge with the musician. Because one, you need also to give people something that is also of value. Now, most of the time, I always challenge my fellow musician. If you go to the other world, just try and look how they normally do their stuffs. They do them with a lot of professionalism, keenness. You can even enjoy watching the video. The audio quality is a top notch.
Yeah.
So I think what I can say is to get also a qualitative audio, you need also to chip in money. So that is when the challenge comes in. And then these producers also, they need this money also to bring or that give you what is good.
Producers are expensive.
No, they need. They don't want to say. They are not supposed to say that because, to be honest, hiyo ndio profession yao. Walienda wakasoma. They invested in what they are doing. So this assumption ya producer wanapenda kujifanya na hata maze nani hivi tu. Let me tell you, if you're given that, there is a time. Recently, I was trained a little bit of the recording session, and I was given to record myself. I was tired. Actually, I was even hallucinating in the night. Like I'm feeling it's like I'm still in the You get? Because I'm feeling it's like I'm still in that environment. And I'm sorry to say this, that's why most, not the people that we work with, but most of the producers, if you listen to some of these big producers and some of these big artists, that's why some of them, they need to be under influence of something before going to the stage or before producing, so that you can think crazily. But I believe with us, we get our inspiration from God. When you connect yourself, God gives you inspiration.
Wow, and talking of that inspiration, tell us, how has faith helped you become the person that you are today in the world of music?
I'll say that, to be honest, it has been a journey. But again, I thank God, because you also need to have a mentor. You need to be mentored.
Even in music, you need a mentor?
You need to be mentored. When you're being mentored, you'll find yourself that in the process, you'll develop character.
Okay.
You know, if you don't have a character, then you have a problem. And you have a long way to go. Character, it's broad. You find when you have character, it's easy for you to also develop patience. Because most of the artists, they will go in the studio and tell the producer, maze nataka hiyo song kesho. Nataka niende ni perform mahali. Na hiyo show ni kubwa. Fanya hiyo maneno alafu. Then during the night he's like, ujatuma. So there is that lack of patience. And that one, mtu kuna character kidogo anakosa. You
and
see,
talking of patience, could that be the reason ushipatana hao sio wenye mtu ametoa wimbo, wimbo ijafikisha likes ama viewership yenye alikuwa anataka, and that person like, you know, wimbo ijafikisha hii viewership, that is not my path, mimi nishaachana.
Exactly. So also it depends with your motive. You know, when motive yako ikiwa ni commercialized, your music should be commercialized. It means if I come here, I need to be paid. If I go to the church, I need to give them conditions. You get? So your mentality ndio inaleta shida to the young people. Leo tunapenda maisha pap. Today you've started music, you want to be Daddy Owen.
But
today
that is what many people want to do.
But it is wrong. It is wrong. You need to trust the process. Even so a child akikua lazima anatambaa, anaenda anashikilia ukuta, then eventually that child walks. So if atataka kutambaa, there's a problem. You see, so the problem iyo kutambaa in life is go through the process, ukuwa molded. Go through the right people. And then also I want to talk to our young people and our musician. Also look at the right, go to the right place. Ambayo utakuwa molded, si yenye utagongwa.
Or the right place and the people. What really defines, you know, being right? You know,
being right. Also, you need also personally, you need to have a knowledge of the word. Kuna mahali ukienda, you will just feel this is not my place. You're not spiritually fed. You're not nourished. Have you ever gone somewhere and the pastor is preaching and you're just sleeping? Si ati umechoka, but you feel it's like, hey, maze, the spirits are even contradicting. That's why we are always told, not everywhere utaenda unaitwa, unaekelewa mikono. Or as a musician, personally, nikienda in a new place, sipendi kutumia madhabahu. Altars have powers. They speak. So probably for me, that is me. Mi upenda, because one, sijaweza kuzoeana na the place. I also need to understand who am I relating with. You get the point? So I believe it's also good to be very keen and cautious when you are looking for a mentor. You see, if you just look for any person, you will find. So my point is, I need also to answer what you've asked me. How are you supposed to understand? So you need also to allow God to give you what we call the discernment. You need to discern. Okay,
even music, you need discernment. So definitely you can really define, you know, this is right, the right people, the people I should look up to. And then let me ask you, I don't know, you are a musician, right? Have you ever got yourself looking up to other musicians who are not Christians?
That is that's a challenge, and I can say yes with all confidence, because at times when you don't understand your purpose, you find yourself, you're so confused. You hear, you feel like, nani kama nikikuwa kama fulani, mazi naweza make it.
Na feel venye amehit,
nikimba kama yeye, then the international. You get?
Yeah.
So these things happen until when you get now somebody to walk with you.
The main
Actually, let me tell you, the people that you brush shoulders with matters a lot.
Okay, let's hold on kidogo hapo.
Okay.
The people that you brush shoulders with matters a lot. They just hear you to say we're going for a short break. In case you have any questions, guys, tuambie unatutazama ukiwa wapi, then tutumie hiyo swali, tutaichambua after the break. Stay tuned. And welcome back. This is MYA. We get to meet different artists who have in the world of art. They started somewhere, and today they're doing magic. And today they've been to the world of music. And before today break, I was not alone. We had our amazing guest. He's called Proclaimer jina yake ya kiusanii, but his real name is Daniel. So welcome back.
Thank you.
Before today break, there's something that you say. The people that you brush shoulders with matters a lot.
Yeah.
And to angazia, that is you as a person. Can you look up to, especially as a Christian, can you look up to people who are not born again, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, when it comes to music.
So basically, this is what I can say, and I'll be very honest. At times, I really admire how these guys are really committed on their work.
We can say they are committed?
They are very committed, but I don't say I emulate what they do. But I love what they do. They really give it the best. If it's video shoot, clarity on point. If it's the audio production, amazing. But now, I believe also, they say silver and gold belongs to God. So I believe in the kingdom there's more fun, there's more good things and everything. So I believe it is us to bring out the best, so that people, we are like the mirror, and people are expecting a lot from us. You get the point. So for me, I cannot say it's good to emulate what these people do, because I will tell you something. There's a time I had a friend, and he told me he had a Congolese friend, and he was telling him anytime they do music, especially the live music, there is the way they get there. This is where they get sources of maybe one strength, inspiration, and everything. So others, they smoke, others, they have their gods in the studio. So you can imagine you are admiring somebody who is also having a different source that is not a godly source. And at the end of it all, the moment you admire is the moment that you become passionate. You want also to meet these people. And by the time you're meeting these people, you find that you start also doing what they do, which is wrong. So for me, I can say, that's why I've said, the people you brush shoulders with matters a lot.
And so, tell us, why do you think there actually last year statistics ikasema kuna wasenye walitoka that is from the gospel industry wakaenda kwa the secular, but you can say that pia kuna watu wenye wametoka secular wakakuja Christianity, but why do you think there are people who are coming from the gospel industry and into the secular world?
So I actually can say one, because I don't want to speak on their behalf, but that this is what I assume, not assume, this is what I feel, which I also stand to be corrected, but I feel, you know, when you get into the music and in the ministry with a different motive, if you don't attain what you wanted, that's when you always feel disappointed and discouraged, and you feel you're devastated, and you feel, no, I think I cannot continue with this journey. There's a lot of opportunity here. Why don't I go for this opportunity instead of struggling? You see, so our motives matters a lot, and even the objectives, because you know, you feel like when I'm in the club, people are cheering me up, and then I get money. And then something else that I noticed, somebody was also arguing out and discussing this with me, and he was like, and I quote, unajua sasa uko nje ni rahisi, unajua uko ni biz, so if you agree this time of money, tukimaliza, even before I finish, they give me the money, so it's easy to operate. So that is what they think. But for me, and I told myself, whether I will not be what I needed to be, but music, gospel, I will stick there, nasibanduki, because that is ministry, and I love doing it. Even with the people that we work with, They also encourage me because I work with the different musical ministers. We like Gina, Is, Floyd. These are people that we are working together, and we really encourage each other, because for one, if we don't encourage each other, then one might feel that is where now the issue of who are these people that you need to brush shoulders with. You need also to brush shoulders with the right people. These are the people that you need to encourage each other. Yes.
All right, I believe that wapendwa watazamaji, you're really having an amazing time. Before we continue, I can see Emily Wanja is watching. Thank you so much for tuning in for this amazing segment. And now let's talk about competition. Could competition be the reason as to why many people are also shifting, you know, or many people are quitting from the world of music and they go and do other things? You know, how do you actually, let me ask on a personal perspective, do you feel like there's competition when it comes to music?
There is. There's competition because probably you find there are people who have really invested in their music, and maybe you find yours, it's like a little bit you've not done the same. So you'll find that the social media, probably even if I come to you and give you music and another artist comes and bring a music that they want you to air, you will definitely do the comparison and say, hii inaka quality iko chini, but anyway, we'll see what to do. So there's competition, and that's where most of the people, you feel they're also getting out of the music. If you even look at the music scene, you find kuna mtu alipotea kidogo and then he comes back. Then he says, hey mazee, I felt I needed a break. I go work, get money, and then
I come back.
You see, because you need money. Let's wacha tusidanganyane. You know, times you feel like people say, unajua ni gospel, ni huduma, ni ministry. Let me tell you, when I go to the studio, I pay. When I go to the videographer, I need to pay. We have logistics. At times when we are going even for mission, we will not go buy food. We will use cars. You see. So at times people tend to put it in a different way. There are times I don't want to, you know, I always don't like discussing it a lot. That whoever is listening, at times remember that there are financial needs for these musical ministers. Okay. So at least remember also to appreciate them with something. Okay.
And there's something that you say that sparkled interest, that the people in the secular world, they've really invested when it comes to music.
Exactly.
You know, so tell us, when it comes kule mtu mwenye anaanza sasa muziki, so that this person can also invest in music, what are the things zenye nafaa kuangalia when it comes to finance, when it comes to production as that person starts?
Exactly. So one, I can say it also depends. There are people who get favor, and by the time they're getting or venturing into the music, they get people who can hold them and work with them and sponsor them. And you find things materialize. But there are those people who really struggle. Like for me, I can say it was not an easy journey. At some point, I could go to a studio, wash utensils, fetch water, so that at least I can be given the student session, not to record, just to go to the booth and just feel the environment. And then they're like, "Siko fiti." So
even though ulikuwa serious, so ulikuwa unaosha vyombo.
You get. So it, okay, for me, what I did, I trusted the process. Because I felt, okay, these guys are really adjusting. The moment I do this, they also
do this.
You get. So from that level, ikabidi niende nitafute ka hustle. So I used to go, I was an attendant in a certain petrol station, and then ninapata kitu kidogo. When I go to the studio, I at least go with something, just to entice them, you know, and make them feel, oh, kumbe ujamaa si mbaya. But I was not in a position to pay. So I can say these guys really hold, they're not my family members, but they felt there was something in me. So for the young people, it also depends with the way you package yourself.
Packaging.
You get. Because siwezi chukua mtu mwenye ajijui. And then I'm like, wacha tu tumsaidie. But this guy, kujipackage imemshinda. One, dressing code is a problem. Talking is an issue. This person has no patience. So I think those are the things that they come back to what I said. You need to have character. By the time uko na character, you will get favor from God. And you will get people who will see, oh, kumbe this guy can do this and this and that. Because you can imagine, when I went to Uganda, I did a whole album. This is somebody whom I saw growing, and not growing as such, like in the business sector, not growing at in mdogo, but he felt I was passionate, and then he told me, "Ninakutuma mahali, go. I have paid everything. You go and do your stuffs," and I got favor with those guys, and everything. So I believe there is more than just knowing what you want to do. You need to have that character, and also you need to have the right person who will work with you. That is what most of our young people lack.
And you mentioned something to do with business. Tell us, because you yourself, you said you do music as a ministry, right? Then how do you strike a balance between music as a ministry and business? So
basically that is planning. You need to have a proper plan, because if you don't have a proper plan, then it will clash, definitely, at the end of it all. So most of the time we do our missions weekdays, no weekends, that is Sunday or Saturday. You see, actually we have a group that we work with, that we are championing to go to schools and bring the good characters out of these young people, make them grow holistically. So through that we also reach these young people. So what I normally do, weekdays I'm at work, but also God has blessed me with workmates that at times when I have something that is urgent to go and attend to, I'll ensure that I've delegated work. They are my workmates, they are not my employees. I love saying that. So through that it will be easy for me now to balance ministry and work, because you cannot also find yourself, you have really embraced the ministry and you forget, you will start even calling people and telling people, mimi ni mgonjwa, nisaidie 500 ndakurudishia. You see, it is normal, because you need to eat, you need to dress up, jamani. So at the end of it all, you need to balance these things. So the reason why I'm saying that is because we have reached to these young people, and at times when you have workshops with them, you listen to them. What they tell you, they are really not understanding what is happening. So by the time they understand what is happening, you will be impactful to these young people. And by that, when they come to the society, you bring up people who they have value and they understand what they need to do in the society.
We have 2 minutes. We want to hear from you. I believe when it comes to music, there are those moments that you feel like giving up. True. Briefly tell us, how do you handle those moments?
With the moments, I will be very honest. At times prayers work. Because you can go to somebody to ask for inspiration, to ask for encouragement, but that person doesn't feel good about you. So what will he do or should do? Iko sawa, wewe achana mziki bro. Wewe rudi tu ufanyenge hata mechanic. Unaona inakufama ukulima. So I believe, and also through that, when you feel you are the lowest, uko kwa lowest moment, you also need to have the right people wenye muko pamoja in the ministry. You get, like now I have a team. There's a team called Age. We normally work together. We have Floyd and other people that we work together. I also have another team that we champion issues with the environment. So at times when you feel you're very low, you talk to these people, then you try to understand what is happening. You get, and you'll find now with the warmth of the family, you now encouraged, even if you are downcasted and you feel like, mziki, siifanyi tena. You get, so those things, they really, really, really help. So have a family that is holistically, like wanajua the purpose of family. You'll find that you're growing.
Because of time, tell us, what utakupata wapi kwa mtandao?
Social media is Daniel Proclaimer. That is YouTube, TikTok Proclaimer, and also Instagram Proclaimer, Daniel Proclaimer. So those are the most on
social media
functionable.
Is there anything that your fans should expect,
I'm having like 3 projects coming up, and guys need to wait, because it's going to be a blessing. Just about to bless your airwaves. subscribe, like and share. I'll really appreciate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that people have learned a lot when it comes to the world of music. I believe that tumekuwa challenge sana. Like you really need to be optimistic. It's high time you start. A bit of it they check the people that are surrounding them, because
those
that
you call
tells
buddies.
a lot. Those buddies and you can now make sure that you check out. Thank you so much for availing yourself for the show.
Thank you.
We're looking forward
much.
to having you more and more and more. And make sure that people subscribe and support you on social media.
Thank you very much.
For our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in for this amazing segment that is MR Meet Your Artist. We get to hear from different artists in the world of art and how they're doing magic. Today we have Proclaimer, and as you have heard, mtafute pale social media. Make sure that you subscribe to his song. Well, we're going for a short break, but our DJ got us covered. Tunasikiliza mziki, sijui ni gani inakupendeza. Please, if you have that request song, talk to us on 0799 200 100. Mimi nitakuwa na mark register DJ anacheza kaye. Stay tuned.